Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to a new playthrough on the channel. After our misadventure in Warfighter World War II Europe last night, we're going to have kind of a sports day on the channel, take a little break from the war games. Today we're going to focus on an APBA day. We'll start off this morning with APBA Hockey from APBA Games. Just like the name sounds, it's a hockey simulator. There's not much more we need to introduce for it than that, but we do need to introduce our teams, so let's meet our goaltenders, and we'll use that to meet our teams. We're going to have Chris Osgood in net today to starting for the Detroit Red Wings on their all-time great team. This was going to be a classic. This would have been a classic Western Conference matchup if Detroit didn't move to the East a few seasons ago. I forget exactly when, but I know they're in the Eastern Conference now. Excuse me, had a brief cough there. Not too bad. Detroit's had quite the success story as a franchise. They've won several Stanley Cups during their existence, but this matchup is for nothing more than pride today. They'll be our visiting team today. With that, let's meet the home goalie. Ed Belfour will be starting in net today for the Chicago Blackhawks. Also having a fairly good amount of success. Won 3 Stanley Cups in the 2010s. Ed Belfour obviously wasn't in net for any of those, but he is one of Chicago's all-time great goaltenders. And on the APBA cards, you can see a sea of numbers. Those will be the results that we'll have on the die. On the die rolls, we'll read the... Actually, let me bring the dice over. So we'll have our 2 dice as usual. We'll have a red die that we'll be using for 10s, white for the 1s. So, just to kind of clarify what we do, depending on the situation, we go for our roll. 34, we'd read that as red being 3, being 30, and then white being 4 for 34. We'd consult the card for the player with the puck. That would be a 31, and we go to whatever chart we're on for the result of the play. Just as a very short, high-level version of how the game works. With that, we can move over to the main player area and set everything up over there. Once again, we've got a sea of dice everywhere, so let's get everything straight on what all of our dice are representing. Once I find my laser pointer once again. Here we are. Just to explain what everything is. First of all, we've got the stack of index cards up here. That's going to represent our clock. We'll be ticking that off in 30-second increments whenever a chart result gives us an X in parentheses. Then we've got our lines over here. I've got them in, for both teams, I've got them in binder pages that I've cut up so that when I make the line change, it's easy to just flip them over, reconfigure the pages, and then off we go. The black block right here is going to represent the puck, which will be on whatever player has control of it at the time. The 2d6s up top represent the number of forecheckers. We can go between 1 and 3. 1, as I recall, is the tightest forecheck pressure, I believe, and 3 is the loosest. Let me just double check that. I had that backwards last time, but I think I've got it straight this time. Yep. 1 is the tightest forecheck. 3 is actually... No, I think I got it backwards again. Oh no, never mind. I do have that straight. So 3 is the riskiest defense, and 1 is the safest. So now we've got that straight. That's what the dice represent. The dials from Marvel Champions are the scoreboard, basically. So as a team scores, we'll just move that up. The blue D10s are going to represent our ODAI, or Opponent Defense Adjustment Index. So one of our charts that I'll have off camera is based on that result. There might be some results on the charts that trigger an ODAI check. So I want to see that at first glance, and I'll be able to adjust that way. The yellow dice to the inside represent the forecheck of all of the players on the ice. There are some results on the charts that will call for basically for a forecheck check almost, to check the forecheck rating on the team. The red dice on the outside are representing the intimidation factors. Similarly, there are results that will call for an intimidation check. So that's what those are representing. Last up, we have the green D6s on the outside. Those are for the clearing on the defenseman. Again, we might have results that call for a clear check on the defenseman, so I want to be able to see those at first glance as well. With that, I think we're all set to drop the puck, so let's get in and start the first period. We've got our first lines out. Zetterberg and Taves are waiting in the face-off circle for the face-off. Let's give this a roll and see what happens. This time we'll be adding the dice together. Let's see, a 5 on an advantage plus 1. 5 will be going to the disadvantaged right wing, so that'll be going over to Darren. So it'll be over to Darren McCarty. Detroit will draw a face-off win. Oop, let me finish making some notes here. Come on, there we go. That's our first face-off win for Detroit, and off we go with the first play for McCarty. I actually think I want to be on this side so I can control the charts. Let's see, a 14 is a 30. That can't be good on a forecheck 2. A 14 is actually a 30 for McCarty. 14 is a 30 with 2 forecheckers. That'll be an icing already and a defensive zone face-off. We'll tick off 30 seconds. Defensive zone face-off. Taves is still a plus 1. A 9, advantage plus 1 is going to the advantaged center, so Taves is going to pick that up, which will give Chicago their first face-off win on the day. And Taves with it now on an offensive zone win for Chicago. I know I've got a face-off chart here somewhere. Oh, yep, right here. All right, a 34 is a 31. Offensive zone face-off is going to be a pass. Physical, Phys 14, I believe, is the intimidation check. Yep, pass to any player unless the total intimidation rating is equal to or greater than the number. The intimidation rating was a 17, so that's going to get intercepted by... Where did I put that chart down? Here it is. Intercepted by the left wing, so Gallant with it now, and we'll tick off another 30 seconds with it. Gallant now with the puck. 55 is a 1. He's going to knife through. We'll get an ODAI check, I believe, with 2 forecheckers. Yep. 1. The 21 will make that a 3. Which will be a shot on goal with a possible tip-in. So we need to see who's taking the tip-in shot. I've got another chart off camera for that. 5 is second highest offensive I rating. Let's see, the offensive I rating, I believe, is the first number on the I chart. Let me check that. Left of the slash is as offense. Okay, yep. All right, so second highest offensive I. We've got a 6 for Zetterberg, 9 for McCarty. Looks like it's going to be Zetterberg possibly taking the tip-in shot. He is a 6. And a 6 is a tip-in with a shot rating plus 2, so Zetterberg's actually taking the shot. So his shot range is going to be a 25. This needs to be a 25 or lower to be considered on target. That's a 66, so it will most definitely not be on target. Belfour will find this one once I finish making my notes here. I'm keeping stats on my iPad off camera. 1 shot on goal. Belfour will find this one. A 22 is a 2. Here we go. Normal save. Save will be picked up by the right defenseman, so that'll be over to Chelios, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. So Chelios with the puck now. 56 is a 35 with 2 forecheckers. That'll be a penalty for 2 minutes. So Chelios will be going, and we'll tick off. Yep, we tick off. 56 was a 35. So yes, we'll tick off 30 seconds. And Chelios will go off for, let me just make some notes here. Chelios will go off for roughing. Guess he got a little too rough there. First period. Oh wait, 2-minute penalty. 1 at 2 minutes of the first period. So I'm just going to finish doing a little bit here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to turn the 16 minutes, so I know that that's when the penalty's over. I'll get. Oh, I put them over here. All right, so the left defenseman spot is now unoccupied as Chelios is in the sin bin. We don't have to worry about ODAI checks here, but we have ourselves an offensive zone faceoff for Detroit, who's now on the power play. And I need to refresh my memory. Power play means that our shot range is increased by 2, I believe. Let me just double check that. Special teams. Yes, each player with the man advantage has a shot rating increased by 2. One more thing I wanted to check. There's something on the team rating. It's not. It's not showing me that, but oh, teams are rated for their overall. Okay. All right. So on the power play, visiting team is shorthanded. So Chicago's shorthanded has a penalty kill rating of 0. Detroit's a -1. Which means it's adjusted down by 1. So Detroit is a net +1, it looks like. So all of their shot ranges will be increased by 1. But that's getting slightly rambly. Let's go ahead and drop the puck on this first penalty kill for Chicago. These are still a +1. That's a 5, which is going to go to the disadvantaged right wing. So back over to McCarty on the power play, which will make 2 face-off wins for Detroit. 1 for Chicago, and McCarty will take it away on the power play. A 64 is a 4, which with the man advantage will be shot on goal with a possible tip-in. Let's see who's taking the tip-in. 2 is the highest offensive I rating, which will be Gallant from the looks of it, possibly. Gallant is a 9. 4 is going to be a tip-in, shot range +4, net +5 because remember the +1. So Gallant getting the shot, 5 is a 35 and less. That's a 26. That's going to be on target. Let's see if Belfour can find it. So that's a shot on goal for Gallant on the power play. We've got to see if Belfour can find it. That's a 63, which is a 38. Possible goal. We got okay. So that was a 63, which is a 38. So we've got a roll here. 2 to 10, it's in, or 11 to 12, it's a penalty shot. So we got to find out if Gallant gets it through, or if he's going to have a penalty shot coming out of this. That's a 12, so he's going to have a penalty shot. Belfour will find it, but Belfour will find it, but he's going to have a penalty shot coming out of this. I've actually never had a penalty shot before, so I got to see how this works. Using procedure for penalty shot. All right, and at 10 to the shooter's range to a max of 34. Okay, equal to okay. All right, so we're going to, okay, so Gallant's got a penalty shot here. He's going to have a shot range of 35 on this one. So we need to see if it's going to be on target. Then we go to Belfour's goalie card. If not, it's going to be a save. So Let's see if this is on target. This needs to be a 35 or less. That's a 30. That's a 43. So that's actually not going to be on target, which means Belfour is going to make another huge save. Shots already are 3-0 Detroit. And do we tick off? I'm surprised the penalty shot didn't use a time sequence, but whatever. So we've got another face-off coming out of that. That's a 4, which on advantage +1 is going to be disadvantaged left defenseman. So over to Huber. Detroit is controlling the action here so far. Face-offs are 3-1 Detroit, and shots are 3-0 Detroit. Still scoreless on the scoreboard, though. That's a 21 on the power play. So a 21 is a 31 on the power play. There's going to be a pass unless the physical intimidation is 12 or less or greater. It's 13 for Chicago, so that's going to be intercepted by the left wing. So over to Daze, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. Daze with the puck now. 24 is a 9. Shorthanded. 9, that's going to be intercepted by the right defenseman. So intercepted by Lidstrom. Lidstrom now with it. 55 is a 1. He's going to knife through for a shot on goal. His shot range is increased by net 1 up to 16. A 12 is going to be on target. Let's see if Belfour can find it. That's a 42, which is a 4. Belfour is going to come up with a huge save on that one, and it's going to get picked up by Daze. Tick off 30 seconds. Over to Daze with it now. He got it intercepted by Lidstrom. A 13 is a 3. Shorthanded. Shorthanded 3. Daze is going to slip through with a shot on goal. Let me just look this up. Shot on goal FP. It's not on my forecheck chart results because, of course, it's not. There was a possible forecheck. There's something with the. I don't remember what it was, though. But it's not telling me in here. It's not there either. Where is it? This is annoying. Because normally I would have put it on there. Oh, here we go. Play result 3 is shot on goal FP. Only when a forward is playing the point. Otherwise, it's a neutral zone face-off. So, that's what it is. Forward playing the point. And we are going to have a forward playing the point. So, Daze is going to get a shot on goal here. His shot range is a 24. That's a 62, so that'll definitely not be on target. Osgood will find this one. Let's see what happens with Osgood. Osgood will make his first save of the day. Actually, shots right now are 4-1 Detroit. Let's see what happens with Osgood now. 41 is a 6. Normal save. He's going to smother that for a defensive zone face-off, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. And before we get into the next play, I need to take a small break. Defensive zone face-off coming up for Detroit as they're short-handed. Still +1 to Taves. Let's see, that's a 9. It's going to the advantage center, so that's going back to Taves. Face-offs are now 3-2 Detroit. Let's see what Taves is doing with the puck shorthanded. Likely not much, but we'll find out. That's a 62, which is an 8. Shorthanded. That's going to be a neutral zone face-off, and we'll tick off 30 seconds, and that will do it for the penalty to Chelios. So 2 shots on, so I think 1 shot on the power play for Detroit, but they weren't able to convert on it. We are going to make changes all around, though. We'll put second lines out. Then we'll recalculate all of our numbers. Let's see, 4, 9, 11, and 6 is 17. Yellow was forecheck, 8, 10, 10. Red was intimidation, 2, 3, and 8 is 11. This was clearing. That's a 6. Now looking at Chicago recalculating. Let's see, ODAI 7, 12, and 9 is 21, so that stays. Red is, I believe red was intimidation, right? Yes, red was intimidation. 5, 6, 7, and 8 is 15. That's forecheck, which is why I need the second die. I believe yellow's forecheck, yes. Let's see, 4, 8, 12. 12 for Chicago. And green is clearing. 5 and 4 is 9. Okay, so we've got Jacques Martin against Pavel Datsyuk. Face-off is +1 to Datsyuk. So let's see what happens here. Getting ready to drop the puck once again. 9 on a +1. It's going to the advantage to center, so that's over to Datsyuk. Datsyuk getting his first action of the day. Bringing face-offs to 4-2 Detroit. And that was a neutral zone face-off. This will be back to 2 forecheckers. 56 for Datsyuk is a 13. 21 will make that a 15, which will be a pass to the right defenseman, so over to Larson. '51 is a 3, which will make that a 5. Shot on goal. There gets a shot on goal if any teammate has an assist rating higher than the roll. I believe nobody has an assist rating higher than a 51. Nope, so that'll be a neutral zone face-off. And we tick off 30, I believe. Yes, we tick off 30 for the neutral zone face-off. So we'll have another neutral zone face-off, still +1 to Datsyuk. A 3, going to the advantaged left wing, so that's over to Ogrodnik. Face-offs are 5-2 Detroit. Ogrodnik with the puck now. A 33 is a 1. ODAI is going to adjust that up to a 3. Shot on goal with a tip-in, but no ODAI. I believe if it lands there naturally, there's no ODAI adjustment. Let me double check that. If an ODAI brings you to this result, treat it as a normal shot on goal. So a 33 is just a normal shot on goal for Ogrodnik. His shot range is a 31. A 35 is just barely not going to be on target, so Belfour will find this one once I finish making my notes here, keeping my stats up to date. Belfour will find this one. Let's see what he does with it. 64 is a 4. On a normal save, that's going to get picked up by the left wing, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. So we're over to Secord with it. Al Secord with the puck now. A 44 is a 1, I believe. Yes. 44 is a 1. A 17 on the ODAI will make that a 2, which will be a shot on goal. His shot range is a 34. A 52 will not be on target, so Osgood will find this one. Just Chicago's second shot on the game so far. Osgood will find this one for a relatively easy save. 54 is a 32. That can't be good. Save, but a shot on goal for the opposing left defenseman. So over to Magnuson. His shot range is a 12, though. So he booted the rebound back to the left defenseman who's taking a shot. 51 is not on target. Osgood will find this one. A 23 is a 6. After that scare, Osgood's going to smother it for a defensive zone face-off, and it'll tick off 30 seconds. So that'll come over here. I'm just going to update my notes here. Magnuson picked up a shot. Osgood with another save. Shots are relatively even at this early stage of the game. But face-offs are killing Chicago right now. There's still goose eggs all aboard, mostly thanks to Ed Belfour. So we're about to drop the puck for Chicago in the offensive zone. 10 on advantage plus 1 is going to be disadvantaged center, so Martin's going to end up with this one. And Jacques Martin with an offensive zone win. 65 is a 29 on an offensive zone win. That's going to get intercepted by the left defenseman, tick off 30 seconds. Over to Hamel with it. John Hamel with it. 34 is a 31. That's going to be a pass unless the intimidation rating is less than 10. The intimidation rating for Chicago is 15. So that's going to get intercepted by Magnuson, tick off 30 seconds. Keith Magnuson with the puck now. 14 is a 30. That'll be an icing with a defensive zone face-off. So Chicago's iced the puck. Detroit's going to make a change. As Chicago iced the puck, they can't make a change here. So Detroit's going to put their third line out, along with their third defensive pairing. I'll recalculate for Detroit. 7, 9. These two should be flipped. Konstantinov should be the left, or should be the right defenseman. Kronwall should be left. Just check how I had the pairs configured on my spreadsheet. Okay, let's switch those real quick. Nicholas Kronwall. Vladimir Konstantinov. Okay, just had to switch them out. Where was I? Oh, yes. 7, 9, 21 for the ODAI. Let's see, yellow was the forecheck. 3, 7, 10. 10 on the forecheck still. Intimidation rating, 3, 6, 9, 12, 17. And clearing, 7. Now that we've got that done, face-offs are still +1 this time to Yzerman. 5 is going to disadvantaged right wing, so that's going over to Larmer, which will be another face-off win for Chicago. Fortunate to get one in their defensive zone like that. So Larmer's going to take it away for us. 24 is a 9 on a defensive zone win. 9 is going to be intercepted by the right defenseman. So over to Konstantinov now. Konstantinov keeping it in the offensive zone. A 42 is a 7, which will trigger an ODAI check. 21 will bring that to a 9. That'll be a block shot. And it'll go to the... I believe there's a special procedure for a blocked shot. Yep, left defenseman takes possession, so back over to Magnuson. That'll be our first block shot to Chicago. Magnuson with it now. 21 is a 31. That'll be a pass unless the physical rating of the opposing team is higher than 10. It's a 17, so that'll be intercepted by Kronwall, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. Cronwall with it now. A 66 is a 1, ODAI to a 3. It's going to be a normal shot on goal. Cronwall's range is a 13. A 64 will most definitely not be on target, so Belfour will find this one easily. Oh no, wait. 2, 3, 4. Yep, okay. Never mind. I'm just making sure I have my numbers straight here. Okay. Belfour will find this one. Let's see what he does with it. That's a 65, which is a 35 on a normal save. Going to be a rebound. Possible rebound. Which here's... Okay. Got a rebound chart here. Got to determine who's taking the rebound shot. 5 is going to be second highest offensive I. 7, 8, 2 8s. Looks like 3 8s. Second highest is a 7, so it's going to be Libet taking the shot. 4 is going to be a... Oh, wait. Shot on goal. So Libet will get the shot. His shot range is a 24. Where's my other... There you are. His shot range is a 24. 55 will not be on target, so Belfour will find another one. All right, let's see what Belfour does with this one. 32 is a 26. It's going to be a save shot on goal for the second highest shot frequency, but we need to check the clear. Well, first, second highest shot frequency would be either Redmond or Libet. We're going to give the shot to Redmond if they can't clear the puck. So if the total clear rating of the are equal to or greater than a 2 dice roll, the puck is cleared. So a 2 dice roll here. Their clearing rating is a 9. And a 6 is going to get a shot on goal. So Redmond is going to take the shot. Redmond keeps it alive. A 31 won't be on target, though, so Belfour will find this one. Let's see what Belfour does with this save. 21 is a 6. He's going to welcome smothering that one for the face-off. I'm sure, yes. He will most definitely smother that one for a face-off. Chicago needs to give him some help, but before we get into our next face-off, I need to take a small break. Chicago made a line change during the break just to get some fresh legs on the ice. Face-off is still +1 to Yzerman, so let's see what they're doing here. That's a 7, which is going to the advantaged right wing, so over to Redmond, and we're off again. With an offensive zone win for Detroit. 51 is a 1, ODAI. We'll make that a 2, which will still be a shot on goal for Redmond. His shot range is a 24. 32 won't be on target. Belfour should have another easy save here. Just finishing with updates. Okay. Belfour now should have another easy save, as I said. 42 is a 4. He'll move that over to his left wing, which will be over to Dennis Hull, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. Dennis Hull with the puck. 56 is a 2. ODAI will make that into a 4, which will be a shot on goal for Hull. His shot range is also a 24. A 25 is just barely off target. Osgood should find this one fairly easily. Let's see what Osgood does with it here. .46 is a 42. Uh-oh. The 42 save but a rebound. Let's see who's taking the rebound shot. 5 is player with the second highest offensive I rating. Let's see, 6, 6, 5, 6, 6. So Carroll taking the potential rebound shot. His rating is a 5. That's a 4. That's going to get shot wide, though. Let's see what happens here. All right, so a 9 is greater than the clearing rating of a 7, so we're re-rolling on the wide shot chart and checking it. A 7 is a shot on goal for the highest shot frequency. The highest shot frequency is going to be Dennis Hull again. Shot range once again is a 24. A 35 won't be on target. Osgood should find this one as well. Let's see what Osgood does with the puck here. 31 is a 4. He'll get that over to his left wing, tick off 30 seconds. Back over to Libet. Nick Libet with the puck. 16 is a 28. That'll be intercepted by the right wing, so over to Carroll. We'll tick off another 30 seconds. Cliff Carroll with the puck now. As I drop one of my dice. There you are. All right, Carroll with the puck. That's a 33, which is a 1. ODA, I will make that a 3. Shot on goal for Carroll. His shot range is a 26. A 41 is not on target. Osgood will find this one. Let's see what Osgood does with it. That's a 53, which is a 5. What he's going to do with it is move it over to Redmond and tick off 30 seconds. Detroit wants to make a line change here badly. Let's see if they can. A 36 will mean it'll go to the opposing right wing, so it'll go over to Carroll and they'll make their change. We'll just change forwards here. I'll recalculate actually we'll change everybody out. We'll recalculate everything. 8, 11, 19 for ODAI. Red was intimidation. 3, 5, 10, 16. Clearing is a 7 still. Yellow is forecheck. 9, 13, 13. All right, Chicago also looking to make a line change. They will send it over to the opposing center, so over to Fedorov. And they'll make their change. We'll change everybody out. I'll recalculate all my numbers, and then we'll be back with Detroit with the puck. 5, 8, and 10 is 18, so the ODAI stays. Red is intimidation. 3, 7, 9, and 8 is 17. Clearing rating is an 8. And forecheck on the forwards is 2, 3. That's an 8. All right, now that we're all recalculated up, Fedorov with the puck. Let's see what Sergei Fedorov is doing with it. A 13 is a 3. ODAI of an 18 will make that a 4, which will be a shot on goal for Fedorov. His shot range is a 26. A 61 won't be on target. Belfour should find this one. After I finish updating my sheet. So Belfour making the save. Let's see what he does with it. That's a 46, which is a 41. That's not going to be pretty. Save, but a rebound. Let's see who's taking the rebound shot. 6 is third highest offensive I rating. 7, 7, 8, 7, 5. So third highest would be one of the 7s. I'll give it to Holmstrom. Holmstrom is a 7. 6 is going to be a shot on goal with a shot rating +4. So Holmstrom needs a 34 or lower for this to be considered on target. A 44 won't be on target. Belfour will find this one. Okay, let's see what Belfour does with this one. He left a very juicy rebound on the last one. 36 is a 33. That'll be a save with a shot on goal for the right defenseman. So over to Lidstrom now, who's a shot range of a 15. Yeah. A 64 won't be on target. Belfour's got to get control of this puck, though. Belfour's got to get control of this puck. He can't keep leaving these rebounds. But he'll find another one. 66 is a 1. He'll move that over to his left defenseman, so over to Duncan Keith, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. Keith with the puck now. .56 is a 33. Coincidental penalties on... So we've got to roll the 2d6. Coincidental penalties on a 2 to 8. Just a regular neutral zone face-off on a 9 to 12. 7, so we're going to have coincidental minors, I believe. So yes, Duncan Keith at the very least is going off for... Alright, so we check for coincidental penalties. An opposing player may be sent off as well. I'll locate the one with the highest minor rating. Let's see, highest minor rating is... Whoa, we're going to go to Probert first. He's got a 64 on minors. 63, yep, they'll go. And Duncan Keith, they'll both go off for roughing. One at, what was that, 10:30 of the first period. All right, so they are both. So we're going to make a change back to. We're going to make a small change here. So the left defenseman for Chicago and the right wing for Detroit are off right now. We'll make a change like that. And we're going to go to 4-on-4 hockey with 3 forecheckers. With 3 forecheckers aside. I'll recalculate ODAI here I'll recalculate numbers here in a second. There we go. All right. So with 4-on-4, okay, I'm going to turn the camera off so I can do a little bit of setup, and then we'll come back ready to drop the puck on some 4-on-4 hockey. We're on 4-on-4 hockey for 2 minutes. Both teams are going to 3 forecheckers. You have to when you're 4-on-4, I believe. Let me double check that. Yes, both have to go to forecheck equal to 3 and increase every player's on-ice shot range by 2 except for anything with 0. All right, so both teams are at 3 forecheckers. We're all set. Let's drop the puck. Face off here is +1 to Taves. A 4 is going to the disadvantaged left defenseman. So over to Huber. Face offs are now 6-4 Detroit. So over to Huber now with I believe this is going to be a neutral zone face off. That's what we're going to go with. All right, 65 is a 36 with 3 forecheckers. Whoa, we're going to have a potential fight here. Let's see if anybody bites. So we got to go to the major rating on the opposing teams. Daze, Taves, Kane, and Stapleton. So actually, no. Huber's going to go off alone for roughing. We're getting physical here at still 10:30, which I believe will tick off. Yep, that'll tick off 30 seconds. So the situation just changed here drastically for both teams. Instead of having a 4-on-4 situation, Chicago now has a 4-on-3 power play with the man advantage. So Taves is still a +1 on the face-off. There's now an offensive zone draw for Chicago. 7 is going to the advantaged right wing, so that's over to Kane. Let's see what Patrick Kane's doing with the man advantage. I believe it's just for the man advantage. So Chicago's shots should be increased by 2. Yep. 13 is going to be a 4 on man advantage. Shot on goal with a possible tip-in. Let's see who's taking the tip-in shot. 1 is going to be the highest offensive I rating, but it can't be Kane. 7, 6, 5. It's going to be Daze taking this potential tip-in shot. His offensive rating is a 7. 1 is going to be no tip-in, so a shot on goal from Kane. He's a 24 on this. Let's see what he can do with this one. 61 is most definitely not going to be on target. Osgood will find that one. Let's see what Osgood does with this one on the power, on Detroit being shorthanded. A 13 is going to be a 5 with a normal save. That'll get picked up by the right wing, which is unoccupied, so we'll roll again. 66 is a 1. That'll get moved over to the left defenseman, also unoccupied. An 11's a 1. Still trying to move it over to the left defenseman, but that's still unoccupied. 14 is a 30. That won't be a good play. Save, but a shot on goal for the opposing center. So over to Taves now. Shot range of a 25 as Chicago's on the power play. 52 won't be on target, so Osgood will find that one as well. Let's see what Osgood does with this one now. That's a 52, which is a 27. Shot on goal for the third highest shot frequency, but we need to check the clear. Third highest shot frequency, 30, 22, 26, 8. Third highest is going to be Taves again, but we have to check our clear rating, which is actually down to a 4 now. So if it's I believe if it's greater, so if the clearing rating is greater than a 2-die roll, puck is cleared. Otherwise, Taves will get the shot. That's a 5, so Taves will just barely get the shot. He's a shot range of a 25. That's a 35, so that won't be on target. Osgood will find that one. Just finishing upgrading my sheet. All right, so Osgood should find this one for a relatively easy save. 64 is a 5. That'll get moved over to the right wing, currently unoccupied. 54 is a 32. That won't be good. Shot on goal for the opposing left defenseman, which is also unoccupied, because Keith went off for roughing with Probert earlier. 56 is a 34. Save, but the goal's knocked off the moorings for a defensive zone face-off, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. So we should be coming near the end of the coincidental minors, and then one more play after that for the roughing penalty, and then we'll be back to 5-on-5. So we've got another offensive zone face-off for Chicago here. Taves is still a +1. Let's see what he's doing with this one. A 9 is going to the advantage center, so that's going straight to Taze, who's had a couple shots on his power play, but Chicago hasn't been able to convert. 24 is a 9 with the man advantage. That'll be a shot on goal for Taze. Shot range is once again at 25. 44 won't be on target, so Osgood should find this one. Let's see what Osgood does here. 64 is a 5. Trying to move that over to the right wing, but that's unoccupied. He's in the bin. 15 is a 3. Can move it over to the center, so that'll move over to Zetterberg and we'll tick off 30 seconds. Henrik Zetterberg now with the puck as Detroit's shorthanded. 45 is a 7 as Detroit's shorthanded. That'll be a neutral zone face-off. We'll tick off 30 seconds, and that will do it for the coincidental minors. Which I believe, yes. So coincidental minors are over, which means we got one more play on Chicago on the power play for the roughing penalty. We'll recalculate again. All right, ODAI, 9, 12, still 17. Intimidation, 6, 11, 13. Let's see, clearing is still 4. And forecheck is 5. That's 14 now for Detroit. For Chicago, as I go over to the other side, 3, 8, 11, and 9 is 20 on their ODAI. Intimidation for them is 5, 10, 13. Forecheck is 3, 7, 9. And clearing now is 9 for Chicago. All right, now that we've got that straight, we've got one more play of Detroit shorthanded as we have a neutral zone face-off. That's a 3 as face-off is still +1 to Taze. That'll go over to Daze once more with the man advantage. So Daze with it. 63 is a 5 with the man advantage. Daze will get through for a shot on goal. His shot range is at 26. Bumped up by 2 because of the man advantage for Chicago. 24 will be on target. That would be on target naturally, so we need to see if Osgood can find this one. Chris Osgood's got to come up with a huge save on the power play. 31's a 4. That'll be a save picked up by Gallant, and Detroit will manage to kill off their man disadvantage. So 3 or 4 shots for Chicago, but no goals on that. Score remains goose eggs all around. Recalculating real quick. 9, 12, and 8 is 20 for the ODAI. Yellow was forecheck, 5, 10, 14. That stays the same. Intimidation, 6, 11, and 6 is 17. Clearing is now up to a 7 for Detroit. And we're back at even strength. So both teams now are going to take the opportunity to drop back down to 2 forecheckers. Back over to Gallant. 16 is a 36 with 2 forecheckers. That'll be a potential fight or a neutral zone face-off. So it's going to be a fight on a 2 to 8, neutral zone face-off on a 9 to 12. That's a 7, so potential for a fight. Majors. Magnuson would be the only one who might go. And a 62 means he won't go, so Gallant's going off alone. He'll go off for roughing. And Chicago will go right back on the power play at 13 of the first period. So we're definitely getting frisky here, but I'm going to shut the camera off for a little bit so I can do some setup, and we'll be back with Chicago going right back on the power play. I took the liberty of recalculating everything while I had the camera off. Chicago is going right back on the power play. So here's the roll. Face-off is +1 to Detroit. 7 is going to the advantage right wing, so over to Shepard. Ray Shepard with the puck as Detroit's shorthanded. .54 is a 32. Shorthanded. 50. What do we say? 54 is a 32. That's going to get a pass unless the intimidation rating is greater than 12, which it is. That'll be intercepted by the right defenseman, so over to White. This is Bill White. With a 23, that's going to be a 22 with the man advantage. 22 is going to get intercepted by Datsuk, and we'll tick off 30 seconds, and I forgot to set all of this. 3, 4. We'll turn that one. And we'll tick off 30 seconds over to Datsuk. .55 is a 1. He's going to knife through and get a shorthanded shot on goal. His shot range is a 22. 62 won't be on target, though. Belfour should find this one pretty easily, as he's got to be hopping mad that his team can't get a shorthand, can't keep things under control on the power play. Next roll for the save for Belfour. 24 is going to be a 19. A normal save, but picked up by the opposing left defenseman over to Hamel. And do we tick off 30 for that? Yes, we do. We do tick off a time sequence. So over to Hamel with it. A 46 is a 24, shorthanded. 24 is going to be intercepted by Murray. So over to Bob Murray with it. 52 is a 27, which will be intercepted by Datsuk again, tick off 30 seconds. Pavel Datsuk with it now once again. 65 is a 29. Shorthanded will get intercepted by Murray again. Murray's at least trying to keep them with possession of the puck. That's a 45, that's a 20, which is a 26. Intercepted by the left wing, which is currently unoccupied, so we'll roll again. 34 is a 31. Pass unless the physical rating is... So pass to anywhere he wants it to go, unless the intimidation rating is greater than a 12, it's only 10, so he's going to pass it to... He's going to pass it to Secord, actually. So Al Secord with the puck now. That's a 55, that's a 1. That's going to be a shot on goal with the man advantage. His shot range is a 34, bumped up to 36 because of the power play. So 36 will be on target for Osgood. Let's see if Secord can get this through Osgood. So Osgood's got to come up with a huge save. A 66 will be a huge save, most likely. A 1... That'll get picked up by Hamel and will tick off 30 seconds. And that will be it for the penalty on... That'll be it for the penalty on Gallant. So Chicago able to attack the offensive zone, but they can't get it through. Still no score. So over to Hamel next. Coming back to 5-on-5 hockey. Actually, I'm going to recalculate for Detroit real quick. 9, 11... And 6 is 17 on the ODAI. And actually, forecheck's going to go up to 10 now for Detroit. Intimidation, 3. And 8 is 11. And clearing is still a 6. Okay, back to him now. 63 is a 25, which will be intercepted by White and will tick off 30 seconds. Chicago wants to go for a line change here. A 61, except they're going to ice the puck, which won't tick off a time sequence. Detroit is going to leave their person. Actually, we're going to leave all personnel as is. Chicago definitely wanted to go for a line change, though. So 4 minutes left to play in the first period. Face-offs are +1 to Datsuk right now. Shots are 12-10 Detroit, and face-offs are 6. I think 7 for Detroit. We'll go with that. Coming for the next face-off, defensive zone for Chicago. 7 is going to the advantaged right wing, so over to Shepard. Which will mean face-offs are now 8 for Detroit. Let's see what Shepard's doing with an offensive zone win. 26 is a 16. Will be intercepted by Secord. Will tick off 30 seconds. Chicago's going to try this line change thing again. This time they'll change it. This time they'll get a change. They'll send that over. That'll go to the opposing center. Chicago will make their change. They'll put their third line out. I'll recalculate everything for Chicago. 6, 10, 18. Let's see, intimidation, 2, 4, 6, and 6 is 12. Clearing is still, oh, let's change defenseman as well. And we'll put first defenseman back on, so that's going to change the ODAI, I think. 6, 10, and 10 is 20. All right, intimidation, 6, 9, 14. 8 is our clearing there. And forecheck is still 12. Okay, now that we've got that straight, Detroit's going to go for a change as well. 65, they're going to ice the puck this time. So we're going to have an offensive zone face-off, which is still offensive zone face-off for +1, which is +1 to Datsu right now. That's a 3 going to the advantage left wing, so over to Ogrodnik. Record another face-off win for Detroit, and off we go. Ogrodnik with the puck now. He's got this defensive zone for Detroit because they iced the puck. 24 is a 9 on an offensive zone win. That'll be a blocked shot. Duncan Keith with the puck. 51 will be a 5, which will trigger an ODAI check. 17 will make that a 6. That'll be a shot on goal, block +1. So if the sum of the block shot rating of the two defensemen is greater than or equal to the sum of the additional die roll, it's a blocked shot. So a 2 dice roll needs to be some of the block shot ratings. Actually, let me reroll a die. Shot on goal occurs unless the sum of the block shot ratings plus the number is equal to or greater than the sum of the additional die roll. Wait. Let me just make sure I have that right, because I'm thinking it's going to be a reroll. I'm thinking it's a full reroll. Now that I look at that. Reroll. Nope, it says reroll 1 die. Shot on goal occurs unless the block shot ratings of the 2 opposing defensemen and the number to the right. Well, 1 die results in a 4. Combined block shot rating. Oh, block shot rating. So block 2 plus, so 2, 3 plus 1 is 4. So if the die roll is greater, than that, if the die roll is greater, the shot's blocked. So 2, 3 plus 1 is 4. So if the roll is greater, the shot's blocked. Was it equal to or greater? I think so. This is the number to the right of the plus sign is greater than or equal to the additional die roll. So the shot's blocked, which means Hamel will get it. Does that tick off? I don't think blocked shots usually tick off 30-second sequences. No, they don't. So over to Hamel with it. 63 is a 25. That'll be intercepted by Chelios. Will tick off 30 seconds. Over to Chris Chelios getting his first action with the puck. 14 is going to be a 30, which will be icing, but with the defensive zone face-off, and that will tick off 30 seconds. Detroit's going to make a change. They'll bring their third line back out. We'll recalculate. 7, 8, and 9 is 17. Intimidation, 3, 6, 9, 12, 17. Clearing is a 7. Forecheck is a 10. All right, so now that we're all set there, faceoffs are +1 to Yzerman. Let's see what happens here. That's an 11. Advantage right defenseman. So over to Kronwall. Offensive zone win for Detroit. Let's see what Kronwall does with it. 34 is a 31 on an offensive zone win. That'll be a pass unless the physical rating is 14 or greater, and it is for Chicago. So that'll get intercepted by Hull instead. Will tick off 30 seconds. Dennis Hull with it. 32 is a 26. That'll get intercepted by Libet. Will tick off another 30 seconds. Over to Nick Libet with the puck. A 16 is a 28. That'll get intercepted by Carroll and will tick off 30 seconds. 1 minute to play in the period. Still no score somehow. Over to Carroll with it. A 45 is a 26. That'll be intercepted by Libet again. Will tick off another 30 seconds. Nick Libet, last time sequence is going to end the period. 43 is a 29. Intercepted by the left defenseman. Over to Keith. Tick off 30 seconds, and that is the first period of play. So after 1, shots are 12-10 Detroit. Faceoffs are 9-4 Detroit, but the score is goose eggs all around. So it looks like I need to change my battery before we come back with the second period. We're all set for the second period of play here at the United Center as Zetterberg and Taves await for the opening face-off for the second period. Let's get underway. Face-off is +1 to Taves. 4 is going to the disadvantaged left defenseman, so over to Kronwall. Segs there, and Kronwall will take it away. Nicholas Kronwall with the puck. 15 will be a 5, which should trigger an ODAI check. Yep, a 21 will bring that up to a 7, which will be a shot on goal block +2. So the block for our defenseman is a 4 + 2 is a 6. So that means if the sum is equal to or greater than the sum of the die roll, it's a block shot. If not, it's a shot on goal. So it's got to be a 6 to be blocked, which that is not. So that'll be a shot on goal for Kronwall. His shot range is a 13, which a 21 won't be on target for Kronwall. So Belfour should sniff this one out. Let's see what Belfour does here. Hopefully he's gotten a little better rebound control during the intermission. 34 is a 31. That doesn't sound like he got better at rebound control. Shot on goal for McCarty now. His shot range is a 22. A 65 won't be on target. Belfour should find this one as well. And 11's a 1. That's going to be very welcome for Belfour, I'm sure. Picked up by the left defenseman. So over to Keith, and we'll tick off our first 30 seconds of the period. So over to Duncan Keith. '61 is a 28. That won't be pretty. Intercepted by McCarty. Tick off another 30 seconds. So over to McCarty now. A 25 is a 1, which in ODI will make that a 3. So a regular shot on goal. McCarty's shot range is a 22. A 44 will not be on target. Belfour should come up with this one. A 53 is a 5. That'll be picked up by the right wing. So over to Kane, and we'll tick off another 30 seconds. Patrick Kane now with the puck. 45 for him is a 7, which I believe will trigger an ODI check. Yep. 21 will bring that to a 9. Block shot. So that'll be over to Cronwall to take possession of it. Cronwall with the puck. Getting control of it after the block shot from Kane. 52 is a 27. That'll be intercepted by Taze. We'll tick off 30 seconds. Jonathan Taze with the puck. 26 is a 15, which I believe will trigger an ODI check. That'll bring that up to a 17. Intercepted by Zetterberg. We'll tick off 30 seconds. Detroit wants to go for a line change here. 32 will get it over to Kane, and they'll make their change. They'll leave the defenseman on for another shift. We'll recalculate everything for Detroit. 9, 11, and 9 is 20 on the ODAI. Intimidation, 2, 3, and 8 is 10. Forecheck is 10, and clearing remains 7. Now Chicago is going to try to go for a line change. 45 will go over to the opposing left defenseman, and Chicago will make their change as well. And similarly, they're going to leave their defenseman on. We'll recalculate. 7, 12, and 10 is 22 on the ODAI. Intimidation, 5, 6, 7, 10, 15. Clearing stays the same, and forecheck is now a 12. And an extra yellow die there for that purpose. Okay, now that we've got that figured out, Cronwall now with the puck. Nicholas Cronwall. 25 is a 7, which I believe will trigger an ODAI check. 22 will bring that up to a 9. That'll be another blocked shot. Keith will take possession. Duncan Keith with it now. 54 is a 32. That'll be a pass. Physical rating is not great. Physical rating for Detroit is only 10, so Keith can get this passed off. He'll pass it to Secord. Al Secord with the puck. Let's see what he does with it. A 46 is a 24, which will be intercepted by Cronwall, and will tick off 30 seconds. Cronwall with the puck. 33 is a 1. ODI is going to make that a 3. Shot on goal for Cronwall. Shot range is a 13. Somehow he knifes through. 33 will not be on target, though. Belfour should find this one. Shots right now are 16-10 Detroit. But Belfour should be able to make this save. 61 is a 6. Saving will smother it for a defensive zone faceoff. That's still pretty good rebound control, all things considered. We'll leave our personnel out there. Faceoffs are going to be +1 to Datsuk. So let's get our next defensive zone face-off for Chicago. 3, going to the advantaged left wing, so over to Ogrodnik for Detroit. That'll be another face-off win for Detroit. And off we go. 53 is a 9 on an offensive zone win. That'll be a blocked shot. Keith will end up with it. Back over to Keith we go. 65 is a 29. Intercepted by Cronwall. Will tick off another 30. Over to Nicholas Cronwall with it. 22 is a 1. ODA, actually 22 is a 2. ODAI is going to make that a 4, which will be a shot on goal. Cronwall's range is still a 13, which a 54 will most definitely not be on target, so Belfour should find this one. Chicago is yet to get a shot in this period. Let's see what Belfour does with this save. 45 is a 6. He'll smother that one for a defensive zone face-off, and he'll tick off 30 seconds. We'll make line changes all around. That there. We'll put out the second pair of defensemen for Detroit. And Chicago will do this. They'll match up with their best face-off man, and we'll recalculate all around. Let's see, 7, 9, that's 15 for the ODAI. Intimidation, 3, 6, 9, and 8 is 17. Forecheck is 10, and clearing is 6. As for Chicago's line, 1, 5, 8, and 8 is 16. Intimidation, 9, and 6 is still 15. Forecheck is 8, and clearing is 7. All right, now that we're all recalculated, let's go ahead and drop the puck on this neutral zone, on this defensive zone face-off for Chicago. Face-offs are even. 8 is going to the visiting center, so over to Yzerman with another win. And take it away, Yzerman. It's an offensive zone win. 14 is a 30. That's going to sound like it's getting wasted. Pass, we got to determine where it's going first. So we need to roll for, depending on the shot frequency. Okay. It's going to the second highest shot frequency teammate, which is 32, 23, so it's going to Libet. Now we need to re-roll again. If the roll is equal to or less than Yzerman's assist rating, Libet's going to let one fly. Let me just double check. Yes. A 41 is lower, so Libet's going to let one fly with a shot range of a 24. 56 will not be on target, so Belfour should find this one. Let's see what Belfour does with this one. 41 is a 6. He'll smother that for another defensive zone face-off. And we'll tick off 30 seconds. Belfour is screaming at his guys to give him some help. Can't blame him on that one. Detroit's been pressing this whole period. Face-offs are still even. 10 is going to the home right wing, so that's over to Tony Amonte. Chicago finally gets a defensive zone win. Faceoffs are 12-5 Detroit right now. Tony Amonte will take it away for us. 24 is a 9 on an offensive zone win. That'll be a blocked shot over to Hamel. Jean Hamel with the puck. .32 will be at 26. Intercepted by Bobby Hull. Will tick off 30 seconds. Bobby Hull with the puck. 53 is a 9, which I believe... Nope, that'll be a block shot right back to Hamel. Jean Hamel with the puck once again. 32 is a 26. That'll get intercepted again by Hull. These two can't get away from each other. And we'll tick off... Yes, we'll tick off 30 seconds. Over to Hull now. 52 is a 3. That'll trigger an ODAI check. 15. Okay, so that'll stay a 3, which will be a shot on goal with a possible tip-in chance. Let's see who would be taking the tip-in shot. 5 is the second highest offensive I rating. Let's see, 9, 6, 6, 6. It'll be a Monty possibly taking the tip-in shot. His offensive I rating is a 6. 5, he'll get a shot on goal with a shot rating +2. So this will be over to a Monty. He needs a 31 or lower for this to be on target. A 62 won't be on target, so Osgood should find this one. First shot of the period for Chicago. That seems pretty sad at this point. But let's see what Osgood does with the save here. 26 is a 20. That'll be picked up by the opposing right defenseman. So that'll be picked up by Bill White. We'll tick off 30 seconds. White with the puck as Chicago keeps control in the offensive zone. 62 is an 8. Which will be a shot on goal unless the forecheck is greater than 11, which it's not. So Bill White will get a shot. His shot range is a 13, though. Which a 54 won't be on target, so Osgood should find this one. Bill White, yep. Okay. Let's see what Osgood does with this one. 33 is going to be a 1. He'll move that over to Hamel and we'll tick off 30 seconds. Detroit wants to go for a line change here. But they'll ice the puck, which means they won't be able to go for a change. I'm going to shut the camera off and Chicago will make a line change. Chicago's finished up their line change. The Martin line is on. Faceoffs are still +1 to Yzerman. This is an offensive zone draw for Chicago, so a critical one here. Let's see what they do with it. A 10. It's going to the disadvantaged center, so Martin is picking up a big win for Chicago. And Martin can take it away for us. A 33 is a 1, which with an offensive zone win will be a shot on goal. His shot range is a 25. That'll be on target. Let's see if Osgood can find this one. Doc Martin. Let's roll for Osgood to see if he can find the save. Oh yeah, he'll find an 11 with a 1. And that'll be picked up by Hamel, who will tick off 30 and will tick off 30 seconds. Jean Hamel with the puck. They'll go for one play and then probably try to actually, yeah, they'll go for a play here. 44 is a 5. ODI will make that a 7, which will be a shot on goal block +2. Block here is 2, 4, 6. A 5 won't get blocked. Hamel with a shot range of a 13, though. 43 won't be on target. Belfour should find this one. .34 is a 31 on a normal save. Shot on goal for the opposing right wing, so up to Redmond. His shot range is a 24. That'll be on target for Redmond. Let's see if Belfour can find this one. .66 is a 1. He'll find that one. Yep, that'll be picked up by Keith, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. Over to Duncan Keith with it. .51 is a 5. ODAI will leave that as a 5. Shot on goal assist. Like it's a shot on goal if any teammate has an assist rating higher than that. Otherwise, nope, nobody will have an assist rating higher than that. So it will be a neutral zone face-off. Detroit will finally get to make a line change after an icing almost led to a disastrous goal. The defenseman will change as well. Then we'll recalculate for Detroit. 8, 11, and 8 is 19. Intimidation, 5, 10, 16. Forecheck is a 13, because I can't do math apparently today. And clearing is a 7. All right, we're all set there for a neutral zone face-off, and face-offs are +1 to Detroit. 7 is going to the advantage right wing, so over to Probert. So that's another face-off win for Detroit. And Probert will take it away. The 31 is going to be a 6, which I believe will trigger an ODAI check. Yep, that'll get knocked down to become an 8. Shot on goal with forecheck is equal to 11, except it'll be a wide shot. So let's see if the defenseman can get it out. That's an 8, so they will clear it for a defensive zone face-off, I believe. That's on the wide shot. Let me just double check that. I believe if the defensemen get it out on a wide shot, it turns into a face-off, but I don't remember where. Oh, wide shot. Here we are. Otherwise, puck is frozen for a defensive zone face-off. Okay. Which doesn't use a time sequence. So we're basically right back to where we started from. We've got a defensive zone face-off for Chicago. And 11 is going to the advantaged right defenseman, so over to Lidstrom. With an offensive zone win for Detroit. Take it away. 25 is a 3. That'll be a shot on goal with a possible tip-in. Let's see who's taking the tip-in shot. 2 is the highest offensive I rating. 7, 7, 8. Looks like it's going to be Probert. He's got an I rating of an 8. 4 will be a shot on goal, shot range +2. So a 36 and less will be an on-target shot for Probert. 52 won't be on target. Belfour should find this one. Still screaming at his teammates to give him some help. Probert with the first shot. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 21, 2. Should be at 22 shots for Detroit. 12, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 for Chicago. Okay, I'm trying to keep stats roughly up to date. So Belfour coming up with a save, but let's see what happens here. 13 is going to be a 5, which will be picked up by his right wing, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. So over to Larmer now. Steve Larmer with the puck. 55 is going to be a 1. ODAI will make that a 2, which will still be a shot on goal for Larmer. His shot range is a 31. 53 will not be on target, though. Osgood should find the save. Let's see what happens with it for Osgood. 32 is a 26, which would be a shot on goal for the second highest shot frequency, but we need to check the clear rating. So our clear rating is a 7. Actually, the second highest shot frequency would be 26, 18, 23. Looks like it would be right back to Larmer again, but we got to check the clear rating first. If it's greater than a equal or greater than a 7, the puck's going to get cleared. That's a 9, so the puck's going to get cleared for a defensive zone face-off. Right. Yes, it's going to get cleared for a defensive zone face-off. All right, so we're right back to where we started once again. So offensive zone draw for Chicago coming up. So +1 to Detroit. An 8. It's going to the disadvantaged left wing, so that's going over to Secord. Take it away, Al. A 26 will be a 16, which will be intercepted by Holmstrom and will tick off 30 seconds. Tomas Holmstrom with it. 62 will be a 9, which will be a blocked shot over to Keith. Duncan Keith with it. That'll be a 21, which is a 31. Pass unless the physical rating... Okay, so intimidation. So pass isn't going to get through. It's going to get intercepted by Huber. We'll tick off 30 seconds. Willie Huber with it for Detroit. 24 is a 9, which will be a blocked shot right back over to Keith. Duncan Keith with it again. 24 is a 9. That'll be a blocked shot right back to Huber. We've got all kinds of blocked shots here. There's been so many of those, I haven't been tracking those. 43 is a 29. Right back to Keith again. And now Chicago's going to try to go for a line change. I want to get some fresh legs on the ice. 43 will go over to the opposing left defenseman. I'm not playing with dump and chase rules. So Chicago will make their change. We'll put the first line back out along with the second defense pairing. Recalculating, 8, 11, and 9 is 20. Intimidation, 4, 5, 10, 13. Forecheck is down to a 9. And the clear rating is a 9. Detroit also wants to make a line change. 55 is going to go to the opposing right defenseman. That's over to Stapleton. They're going to make their change. Then I'm going to recalculate everything once I finish making my line change. Let's see, 4, 9, 12, and 9 is 21. All right, forecheck, 10, 14. Intimidation, 6, 11, and 8 is 19. And clearing is still 7. So Stapleton with the puck. "14 is a 30, which would be icing for a defensive zone face-off. Tick off 30 seconds. Since we just made line changes, I think everybody's fine, but I'm going to take a... Actually, no, I think we're fine. I was going to say I'm going to take a small break, but I think time is fine, so let's move right into our next face-off. Face-offs are +1 to Taves now. That's an 8, which is going to the disadvantaged left wing, so over to Gallant. Another face-off win for Detroit. On an offensive zone draw, Zetterberg picks up the win, and Gallant will take it away. A 16 is a 36, which will be a potential fight. We got to see if anybody's going to bite on the Blackhawks. Magnuson might. He's a 26. 21, Gallant and Magnuson are going to get into it, so we're going to have a fighting. We're going to have a little 4-on-4. Galina's been getting penalized heavily this game. Two at 10:30. And Magnuson bit for Chicago. And I believe the fight will tick off a... Yep, the fight will tick off a time sequence. So we'll get everything set there, and we're going to be moving into 4-on-4 hockey for 2 minutes. And Magnuson bid as well. So now Chicago's going to have a forward playing the point, which means I need to be sensitive to those results. We're at 4-on-4. Both teams have to go to 3 forecheckers. All right. Back for a neutral zone face-off here. Chicago's still +1 on face-off. Let's drop the puck. 11 is going to the advantaged right defenseman. That's going over to Stapleton. A key win for Chicago to start this 4-on-4 sequence. Right, over to Stapleton. Both teams are at 3 forecheckers. 23 is a 22. Those will get intercepted by Zetterberg and will tick off 30 seconds. Over to Zetterberg. 42 is a 2. Actually, I forgot to recalculate everything, so let me do that real quick. 8 and 9 is 17. I just realized I'm going to have an ODAI check in a second here, and I forgot to recalculate. 6 and 8 is 14 for intimidation. Clearing is still 7. Forecheck is now a 9. As for Chicago, 3, 5, 11, and 5 is 16. Intimidation, 4, 5, 8 for Chicago. Forecheck is still a 9, and clearing is a 4. All right, now coming back to our play, a 42 for Zetterberg was a 2. 16 on ODAI is going to leave that alone, so they're going to get Zetterberg's going to get a shot on goal. Shot range is I believe it's +2 for everybody now with 4-on-4 for shot range. Yes, shot range +2. So Zetterberg's shot range is a 25. 55 won't be on target. Belfour should find this one. Let's see what Belfour does with it, though. .26 is a 20. That's not going to be good. Save, but picked up by the opposing right defenseman, Konstantinov, and will tick off 30 seconds. So we want 3. That one's going to be the end of the 4-on-4 sequence. So over to Konstantinov now. 51 is a 5. ODAI will make that, actually 5, ODAI will leave that alone. That'll be a shot on goal for Konstantinov. His shot range is a 21. 35 won't be on target. Belfour should find this one. Belfour is got to be pulling his hair out right now because his teammates aren't giving him any help on the scoreboard. But then the same could be said for Osgood. 24 for Belfour is a 19. That won't be good. Save and picked up by Cronwall will tick off 30 seconds. Over to Cronwall now. 56 is a 34 at 3 forecheckers. Potential coincidental penalties on a 2 to 8 neutral zone faceoff, 9 to 12. 4 is we're in a potential coincidental 2-minute minors. So looking at the minors, looks like we've got Daze at 14. Not on a 51. Taze at an 11. Actually, next we have Stapleton at a 13. 14, but so no. Taze at an 11. Nope. Kane at 11. No, and Belfour at an 11. He might have done something to the goalie. Nope. So Cronwall going off alone for tripping. Two minutes. And we're at 12:30 of the second period. I believe that would take off a 30-second time interlude. All right, so we're going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to turn that one the other way. And I'm going to have to shut the camera off for a second, but before I do, I'll explain what I've done. So this one will signify the end of the coincidental minors. And then this turn is going to signify the end of Chicago's power play coming off of the heels of that. So Cronwall is going off alone for 2 minutes. I'm going to turn the camera off. When I come back, we'll have recalculated. Chicago is going to have a 4-on-3 power play with this defensive zone face-off. Face-offs are still +1 to Taze. A 7. It's going to the advantaged right wing, so that's going over to Kane, and here we go. .54 is going to be a 32 with an offensive zone win. It'll be a pass. It'll go anywhere he wants it to. He'll send it over to Daze. Daze with it now. That's a 33. That's a 1. That should be a shot on goal with the man advantage. Yes. Shot on goal. Daze is a 20. Is going to be a 26 shot range. 65 will not be on target, however. Osgood should find this one. I'm just updating my spreadsheet. Also, I need to give the win there on the face-off to Chicago. Now Osgood looking for the save. He'll come up with it. 65 won't be good, though. 65 is a 35. Save with the rebound. Let's see who's taking the rebound shot. 4 is going to be the player with the second highest offensive I. Daze, Taser, Kane. It'll be Taser, Kane. I'm going to give it with the fewer shots to Kane. Kane's shot range is a 24. 52 won't be on target. Osgood should find this one. We'll get the roll started here. A 62 for Osgood is a 5. That'll be a save, and it'll get picked up by McCarty. We'll tick off 30 seconds. So now the coincidental minors are over, which I believe was a left wing going off, and the left defenseman. So Detroit is still shorthanded, but now they're facing a 5-on-4 power play rather than a 4-on-3 power play. So that was over to McCarty, as Detroit's still shorthanded. Let me recalculate real quick. 9, 12, 17 on ODAI. Forecheck is now 14 for Detroit. Intimidation, 11, 16. And the clearing stays the same. As for Chicago, also recalculating real quick. 8, 11, and 9 is 20 for ODAI. Let's see, forecheck, 7 is 9. Intimidation is 5, 10, 13. And clearing is 9. All right, now that we've got that figured out, back over to McCarty with Detroit shorthanded. That's an 11, so he's going to knife through and get a shot on goal. His shot range is a 22. That's a 54, so that won't be on target. Belfour should find this one pretty easily. Let's see what Belfour does with it. Besides, once again, scream at his teammates to get something going at the other end of the ice. 46 is a 41. Uh-oh. Save with a rebound. Belfour really needs to work on his rebound control. Let's see who's taking a possible rebound shot here. 2 is highest offensive I rating, which 9, 6, 9, 8. Who's got the fewest shots between Gallant and McCarty? Gallant's taking the rebound shot, but let's see what happens here. His I rating is a 9. A 3 is going to be short, a shot on goal, shot range plus 2. So a 32 and lower will be an on-target shot from McCarty for Gallant. That's a 53, so that won't be on target. Belfour will find this, should find this one as well. Yep, Belfour should find this one. 54 is a 32. That's going to be another terrible number. 32 is going to be a shot on goal for the opposing left defense, which is currently unoccupied. 21 is a 6. That'll be a more manageable result, I'm sure. Yep, save smothered for a defensive zone face-off. Tick off 30 seconds. Belfour cannot be happy with the way his offense is playing. His teammates are playing in front of him. We got another defensive zone face-off for Chicago here. And 11 is going to the advantaged right defenseman, so over to Stapleton. Chicago picks up a huge defensive zone win. And we're back to the man advantage. 35 is an 11 with the man advantage. Here we go. 11 is going to be a pass. We have to determine where it's going first. 3 is going to the second highest shot frequency, I believe. Yes, second highest shot frequency. Which 30, 26, 22, it's going to Kane. Then we've got a roll. If this is equal to or lower than 36, which is Stapleton's assist rating, Kane's going to let one fly. That's a 43, so he's not going to. It's just a normal pass. Kane with the puck now. See what Patrick Kane can do with this one. 25 is a 1. That'll be a shot on goal with the man advantage. His shot range is a plus 2, so 24. .46 won't be on target, though. Osgood should find this one. Let's see what Osgood does with it. 22 is a 1. He's going to... Actually, 22 is a 2 for him. That'll get picked up by the right defense. That'll get picked up by Konstantinov. We'll tick off 30 seconds, and we've got one more play on this power play. Looks like Detroit's working the penalty kill here. 23 is a 22. With the shorthanded, 22 is going to be intercepted by Taze. One last chance for Chicago. 46 will be a 41, which will be a potential neutral zone face-off 2-9, or we might have a rare play coming out of this. A 6 will be a neutral zone face-off, and that will do it for the power play. Chicago, once again, can't get anything going on the power play. We'll go ahead and make line changes all around here. Okay. And recalculating. Let's see, 4, 9, 11, and 6 is still 17 on ODAI. Intimidation 3, and 8 is 11. Forecheck is 10. Clearing is 6. Moving over to Chicago to recalculate. 5, 8, and 8 is 16 on ODAI. Intimidation is a 9. Forecheck is an 8. Clearing is a 7. And both teams will go down to 2 forecheckers. And we've got a neutral zone face-off coming up, with 5 minutes left to play in the second period. Let's see if we can get something going. It's goose eggs all around. Face-offs right now are dead even. 9 is going to the visiting left wing, so that'll be over to Ogrodnik. Face-offs right now are 15-9 Detroit. Let's see what Ogrodnik does with this one. 26 is a 15, which is going to trigger an ODAI check. That'll stay at a 15, so I'll get passed to the right defenseman, over to Larson, who's back at the point. 44 is a 1. ODAI is going to leave that as a 1. Larson's going to take a shot on goal with a shot range of a 15. 55 won't be on target, though. Belfour should find this one. Let's see what Belfour does with this one. A 31 is a 3. They'll move that over to Sharp and we'll tick off 30 seconds. Patrick Sharp with it as I manage to keep hold of the dice. $21 is a 5, which ODAI will make that, will leave that a 5. Shot on goal if anybody has an assist rating higher than the roll, which that was a 21. I'm sure somebody, oh yeah, we've got plenty of players with a shot with an assist rating higher than the roll of a 21. So shot range is a 23 for Sharp. 55 won't be on target though. Osgood should come up with a fairly easy save. Of course, I say fairly easy save and then we get something crazy happen. Belfour's been thinking that all day. Let's see what Osgood does with the puck here. 66 is a 1. That'll actually be nice and smooth. He'll get that over to Hamel. And we'll tick off 30 seconds. John Hamel with the puck. $41 is a 24, which will get intercepted by Murray. We'll tick off 30 seconds. Over to Murray with the puck. That's going to be a cock die. I'll reroll that one. 53 is a 9, which will be a blocked shot right back to Hamel. Are we going to get into this loop again? $35 is a 20, probably not. Intercepted by the... Oh wait, that's going to... Nope. That would trigger an ODAI check, but ODAI check stays the same, so it's going to be intercepted by White, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. Let me just make sure... Okay. So Bill White with it. 43 is a 29. Intercepted by Hamel again. We'll tick off 30 seconds. Detroit wants to go for a change. 23 will move over to the opposing center. They'll make their change. And then I'll recalculate everything for Detroit. Chicago, I think, is going to be looking for a change as well, most likely. Recalculating for Detroit, 7, 9, and 9 is 18. Forecheck is going to be still a 10. Intimidation, 12, 17. And clearings is 7. And yes, Chicago is going to try to go for a line change as well of their own. 43 will move over to the opposing left defenseman as well, and Chicago will make their change. Put the third line on, along with the first defensive pairing. I'll calculate everything for Chicago. Let's see, 6, 10, and 10 is 20 for the ODAI. Intimidation is 4, 6, and 8 is 14. Forecheck is 8, 12. And clear is 8. And it's Cronwall with the puck now. It was Cronwall with it. 45 is a 26, which will be intercepted by Hull, tick off 30 seconds. Over to Dennis Hull with it. 14 is a 30, which will be icing and a defensive zone face-off, tick off 30 seconds. I will take a small, I'm going to take a small break. We're all set for what should be the final stretch of the second period, as we still have shots in this period are 15-10 Detroit, 27-20 Detroit for the game, and somehow we still have no score. Defensive zone face-off for Chicago, though. Face-offs are +1 Detroit, and let's see what happens here. That's an 8, which is going to the disadvantaged left wing, so over to Hull. Chicago picking up a huge win in the defensive zone. Right now, I think any face-off in a 0-0 game is huge. So over to Dennis Hull. And let's take it away. 54 is a 32 on a defensive zone win. That's going to be a pass if the interception... Okay, physical rating is high enough. Interception and a shot on goal by Lebet. We'll tick off 30 seconds. Shot range is a 24. A 51 won't be on target, though. Belfour should find this one once I finish updating shots. Let's see what Belfour is able to do with this one. A 12 is a 25. That's not going to be pretty. Shot on goal for the highest shot frequency, but opponent's highest shot frequency, 23, 32. All right, so between Yzerman or Redmond, who's got the fewest shots? It is Yzerman, who somehow doesn't have a shot in this game. But before we get to that point, 25, we need to check the clear. So clear is an 8. Greater than or equal to the die roll, the puck is cleared. So it's got to be an 8 or higher. That's a 6, so Yzerman will get the shot. His shot range is a 26. A 54 won't be on target. Belfour should find this one as well. Let's see what Belfour does with it. .24 is a 19, which will be a save and picked up by Cronwall. Tick off 30 seconds. Probably the last sequence of the period here. So Cronwall with it. 22 is a 2. ODAI is going to make that a 4, which will be a regular shot on goal. So Cronwall's shot range is 13. 64 won't be on target. Belfour should find this one. I'm just updating my spreadsheet. And we'll see what Belfour does with this one. 51 is a 3, which will get moved over to the center, but will tick off 30 seconds, and that will be the end of the second period. So after 2, shots are 30-20 Detroit, 18-10 on the period, but we remain scoreless through 2. So we'll get everything set up and then we'll be ready for the third period, where hopefully we can actually get some scoring here. We're back in the United Center for the third period of this game. A very riveting game, truth be told. Both teams are playing at the top of their game, and we've got goose eggs all around. So let's drop the puck on the third period. Face-offs are actually +1 to Chicago right now. Taves on the draw. Taves against Zetterberg. 9 is going to the advantage center, so that's going right to Taves. Now everything pretty much becomes critical in a 0-0 game. So Jonathan Taves will take it away, as both teams are at 2 forecheckers. 44 is a 1. ODAI will make that a 3, so a shot on goal for Taves. Shot range is a 23 for Taves. A 23 will be exactly on target. Let's see if Osgood can find this one. Chicago somehow gets... That should be in the third period. So Chicago somehow gets the first shot of the period, and it's on target. Let's see if Osgood can find it. A 16 is a 28. And they score! Jonathan Taves takes the opening face-off down to the Detroit end, and he puts it in for the first goal of the game. And it is now 1-0 Chicago. And I guarantee you, there is nobody happier right now on the other end. There is nobody happier than the guy in the Chicago net, Ed Belfour. It is now 1-0 Chicago. Let's see how many assists we have. Let's see. We are going to have... Actually, that's going to be unassisted. How fitting. Taves just takes the opening face-off and puts it right down. We'll tick off 30 seconds for that, but it is now 1-0 Chicago, and the crowd at the United Center just comes unglued with that first goal. So we'll bring it right back to center ice. Actually, let me finish updating stats here. Who's on the ice for Detroit? Oh yes, first line it looks like. Huber and Lidstrom. 1-0 Chicago, just like that. Here's the face-off back at center ice. Face-offs are right back hitting +1 Chicago. And 8 is going to the disadvantaged left wing, so Gallant picks it up, and let's see if he can answer right away. That's how Taves got the scoring started finally in the third. Let's see what Gallant does with it now. 32 is a 26. That won't help. Intercepted by Daze, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. Back over to Daze. .42 for Daze is a 2. ODAI will make that a 4. He'll get a shot on goal. His shot range is a 24. Which that won't be on target. Osgood should find this one. Let's see what Osgood does with this one. That's a cocked die, so I'll re-roll that. That's a 64, which is a 5. He'll move that over to McCarty, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. McCarty with it now. And 11's a 1. ODAI will make that a 3. That'll be a shot on goal for McCarty. His shot range is a 22. 15 will be on target. Let's see if McCarty can tie the game and if Belfour can find this one. This is Detroit's first shot of the period. Belfour. 34 is a 31. And it's in. Darren McCarty, just like that, ties the game at 1. So we're essentially right back to where we started from. Let's see how many assists we have on that. Actually, we'll see how many assists we have in a second. Goal is at 130 of the, actually that's 0, 0, 0 of the third for Taves. Let's see how many assists McCarty had on his goal. McCarty had 1 assist. All right, highest to lowest assist rating. That will be from Gallant. All right, so goal for McCarty, assist for Gallant. And now plus and minuses all around. And just like that, we are right back to being even Steven at 1 apiece. So we'll tick off another 30-second sequence for that. And we'll bring the face-off right back to center ice. An 8 is going right back to Gallant on the face-off. So we're right back to a tie game. So right back to Gallant. A 13 is a 6, which in ODI will make an 8. That'll be a shot on goal unless the forecheck is equal to or greater than 11, and it's not for the opposing team. So the shot on goal for Gallant. His shot range is a 26. 14 will be on target. We got to see if Belfort can come up with another save to keep this a 1, to keep this 1-all. So we should be at 32 shots against Belfort. So we've got another potential goal here. 46 is a 41. Uh-oh, that ain't going to be pretty. And it's in. Gallant picks up another goal for Detroit to make it 2-1 just like that. Hang on. All right, let's see how many assists there were on Gallant's goal. Actually, we had to roll both D6s. 25. There'll be 2 assists on the goal. All right, highest to lowest assist rating. So it'll be Gallant from Lidstrom and Zetterberg. Third period at 2 minutes. And all of a sudden, Detroit is now leading 2-1. And the Chicago faithful are starting to get a little bit anxious. We went through 2 periods of no scoring, and just like that, we have 3 goals within the first 2:30 of the third period. We'll make line changes all around. We'll leave defensemen on, though. We'll recalculate everything. Let's see. 9, 11, and 8 is 19 on ODAI. Forecheck is 10. Intimidation, 3. And 6 is 9. Wait, no, clearing... Oh yeah, intimidation's 9. Clearing is still 7. Since we didn't change the defenseman out. Recalculating for Chicago. 7, 12, 22. Forecheck is now 12 for Chicago. Intimidation, 7, and 8 is 15. And clearing is still an 8. Okay, now that we've got that figured out, let's drop the puck after the goal by Gallant. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to update stats. And now it's 2-1 Detroit with 17:30 to play in the third. Faceoffs are +1 Detroit. 4 is going to the disadvantaged left defenseman, though, so over to Duncan Keith. Keith will have the biscuit in a second once I finish updating stats. So over to Duncan Keith. '23 is a 22. Which will get intercepted by Datsuk, and we'll tick off 30 seconds just like that. Datsuk with it after the interception from Keith. 23 will be a 4. ODAI will make that a 6. Shot on goal, block +1. Block is 2, 4, 5. It's got to be a 6 to get blocked. And it doesn't get blocked, so Datsuk gets a shot on goal with a shot range of a 22. 25 is just barely off the mark. Belfour will find this as I start throwing dice all over the place. That's another shot for Datsuk. Oop. That's another shot for Detroit, not for Chicago. Anyway, this wasn't on target, so Belfour should make the save on this one. Hopefully there's nothing crazy happening. 63, that sounds like something crazy on a 38. Save, but it's deflected into the seats for their defensive zone face-off. That's something for Chicago at this point. Face-off comes back to the dot to the right of Belfour. We'll see what happens here. Face-offs are once again +1 to Detroit. That's a 3, so going over to Ogrodnik with another Datsuk with another big offensive zone win. And let's see what Ogrodnik does with it. That's a 56, which will be a 2. ODAI will make that a 4 for a shot on goal. Ogrodnik's shot range is a 31. A 23 will be on target. We gotta see if Belfour comes up with this one. Once I finish updating stats. 34, and we've got a potential goal here for Ogrodnik. Let's see if Belfour finds it. 25 is a 3. He will make a huge save and get it over to Martin, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. So Jacques Martin with it. 61 is a 16. ODAI will make that a 17. Intercepted by Datsuk. We'll tick off another 30 seconds. Datsuk with it again. 41 is a 6. ODAI will make that an 8. Shot on goal, less the forecheck is equal to 11, which it is. Or which it's a 12 for Chicago, so that's going to be a wide shot. So we'll compare the clearing rating. We need to be greater than an 8. If it's less than an 8, the puck's going to get cleared. That's an 11, so we're re-rolling here. 5 is going to be a shot on goal for the highest shot frequency, which will be Shepard. His shot range is a 32. 13 is most definitely on target. We need to see if Belfour can make the save on this one. We'll come back with a potential goal situation for Shepard now in a second. So we can see what Belfour can do with this one. 16 is a 28. I don't think that's going to be good for Chicago. Nope. Oh, Shepard puts it past the 5-hole of Belfour and scores. And just like that, it is now 3-1 Detroit. Let's see how many assists we have on the goal. .55 will be 1 assist. Highest assist rating, that will be from Shepard from either Lidstrom or Datsuk. I believe there's a tie on the assist. How do we determine ties on assists when there are goals? Let me look here. Alright, I'm just going to roll odds or evens. Odds I'm going to give the assist to Datsuk. Even I'm going to give it to Lidstrom. Odds I'm giving it to Datsuk. So that is Ray Shepard. No, don't autocorrect on me, iPad. 3 at 4:30 of the third period. And just like that, it is 3-1 Detroit. Just make sure all my numbers match up here. Wish I could easily see the sum on this as easily as I can on desktop. 6, 10, 15, 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got all that straight. Okay, we can move the face-off over to center ice. We'll tick off our 30 seconds. And let's go ahead for our next face-off. I'm probably going to stop on the next... Actually, I'm going to turn the camera off now to take a small break. Well, I had the camera off. I made some line change. I made line changes and I've already recalculated. Plus, we've also changed strategies. Detroit wants to start tightening up and trying to chew up some clock, whereas Chicago is going to try to open up. So Detroit's down to 1 4-checker. Chicago's up to 3. But let's see what happens here on the face-off. Face-offs are even right now. And 8 will be going to the visiting center, so that'll be over to Yzerman. Let me just double check that forecheck die. Okay. Right, face-offs are 19-12 now Detroit. And Yzerman can lead us off. .26 is a 12 on 1 4-checker. Actually, I believe they check the chart appropriate to their forecheck. I'm so used to having both teams at 2. Initial. Okay, so visiting coach. Okay, so they add the. Okay, so they consult the opposing coach. So Chicago has 3 4-checkers. 26 for Yzerman was a 12. So they consult 3 4-checkers for 12. ODAI makes that a 13, which will be a pass. We need to determine who that's going to. Three is going to the second highest shot frequency. So second highest shot frequency, 23, 32. It's going over to Libet. Then we need to roll. If the roll is less than Yzerman's assist rating, Libet's going to let one fly. Yzerman's assist rating is a 53. 24 is definitely going to be enough for Libet to let one fly. His shot range is a 24. 64 won't be on target. Belfour should find this one. Belfour should find this one. 52 is a 27. That's not going to be good, though. Opponents save, but it'll be a shot on goal for the opponent's third highest shot frequency. So let's find that first. 32, 32, 23, 18. That'll be a potential shot for Larson, but we need to check the clear rating first. Clear rating right now is a 9. So this needs to be greater than that. The die roll needs to be greater than that to clear the puck. If not, Larson will let one fly. That's a 5, so Larson's going to get a shot on goal with a shot range of a 15. 23 won't be on target. Belfour should find this one. Let's see what Belfour does with this one. 65 is a 35. Save with a rebound. Belfour has not been good with rebound control this whole game. Let's see, he's taking the rebound shot. That will be the third highest offensive I rating, which 7, 8, 8, 6, 7. So it looks like it's going to be Hamel taking the rebound shot. His I rating is a 6. 4 is going to be a shot on goal. His shot range is a 13, though. This isn't going to be good. 16 is almost on target, but almost doesn't count here. Belfour should come up with this save. He's getting shelled. He's getting shelled, though, again. A 12 is a 25, which will be shot for the highest shot frequency, which this time is either Yzerman or Redmond. Who's got the fewest shots? Probably Yzerman. Yep, Yzerman. So we check the clear. Once again, it's a 9. They need greater than to get this out. A 5 won't get out, so Yzerman will get a shot with a shot range of a 26. 64 won't be on target. Belfour should find this one for another save. He needs to get this play stopped. 13 is a 5, which will be a save and picked up by the right wing. So that'll be over to Amonte, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. Tony Amonte with the puck, heading into a 1-4 checker situation. 15 will be a 1. ODAI will leave that at a 1. On a 1-4 checking, that'll be a shot on goal for Amonte. His shot range is a 25. 65 won't be on target, though. Osgood should come up with that save. That should be 23 shots against Osgood. Speaking of which, let's see what he does with the puck. 31 is a 4. That'll get moved over to Libet. We'll tick off 30 seconds. Nick Libet with the puck. 34 will be a 31 into a 3-4 check situation. Will be a pass. Physical rating's high enough. Intercepted by Hull will tick off 30 seconds. Chicago wants to go for a line change after that long shift where they were stuck in their own zone. 41, line change will go to the opposing left defense. They'll change everybody out. We'll stop and recalculate real quick. 6, 10, 18 on ODAI. Intimidation, 6, and 6 is 12. Forecheck is 3, 8, 12. And clearing is a 7. All right, so we're over to Hamel now with it. .53 is a 19, heading into a 3-4 check situation. ODAI is going to make that into a 20, which will be intercepted by White, and will tick off 30 seconds. Bill White with it now. 43 is a 29, heading into a 1-4 check situation. Intercepted and shot on goal by Hamel. We'll tick off 30 seconds. Hamel's shot range is a 13. 66 will most definitely not be on target, though, so Belfour should find this one. Hopefully, again, without something crazy happening to it. Let's see what Belfour can do with it. 45 is a 6. What he can do with it is smother it for a defensive zone face-off, and he will welcome that. Ticking off 30 seconds. Detroit will go ahead and make a change here now that the clock has stopped. We'll bring that line out. We'll leave defenseman on for another shift. Recalculating everything. 9, 12, and 6 is 18. Intimidation, 11, and 8 is 19. Clearing is still a 6. Forecheck is a 14. Okay, face-offs are +1 Detroit. Eight is going to the disadvantaged left wing, so that's over to Hull. So that's a defensive zone win for Chicago. Over to Dennis Hull. 35 is a 2 on a defensive zone win. He'll go all the way end to end and get a shot on goal. His shot range is a 24. A 22 will be on target. Let's see if we can cut the deficit to within 1. Hull lets it fly. Osgood looking for it. 54 is a 32. And he will not find it. That'll be a slap shot going over the shoulder on the stick side. And Hull will take us down to within, will get us down to within 1. So that will bring us to 3-2 Chicago. And the crowd is all of a sudden back in it. Hang on a second while I open the window. We'll roll for assists after I get the window cracked open. Pardon a little bit of extra light coming in while I get the window open. There we are. Okay. Now we need to roll for assists on this, as Chicago cut the lead to 3-2. Or cut the deficit to 3-2. 51. Chicago will have 1.7. 2 assists. Highest to lowest. So that'll be Hull from Troy Murray and Bob Murray. Yep. So Troy Murray. Three at 8 minutes of the third. And just like that, it is 3-2 Chicago. So 1 for Troy Murray, 1 for Bob Murray, and the goal was scored by Bobby Hull. Or not Bobby Hull, Dennis Hull. Alright, so shots to be 24 and 2. And just like that, we're back to a 1-goal game, and I'm going to change the battery before we move back to center ice. 8:30 to play, and all of a sudden we're looking at a 1-goal game as the United Center is getting back in it. Face-offs are +1 to Detroit. A 9 is going to the advantage center, so that'll be over to Zetterberg, which will make face-offs 20-13 Detroit, and Zetterberg will take it away. A 65 will be a 4. ODAI will make that a 5. And in a 3-4 checker, that'll be a shot on goal. So Zetterberg's shot range is a 23. A 14 will be on target. Let's see if Belfour can find this one once I finish updating stats. Let's see if Belfour can get to this one. That's a 16, which is 28. I don't like the look of that for Belfour because it's in. Gets just under the glove, and Zetterberg makes it 4-2 Detroit. Let me do this before I do anything else. Hold on. Should be Ray Shepard and Gerard Gallant. Let's see how many assists we have on the goal. They had 1 point. Okay. $16 will be 2 assists. Okay, so that'll be Zetterberg from Hamel and Larson at 9:30 of the third period. Right, 9:30. And just like that, it is 4-2 Detroit. I'll deal with pluses and minuses, so Gallant and that line, the Hull line, taking a minus, and Murray and White are also taking a minus. All right, we'll bring the puck back out of the net and come back to center ice for the face-off. After we tick off the time sequence, 11 minutes to play in the third period. Face-offs are still +1 to Detroit. 9 is going right back to Zetterberg, which is how this whole thing started, and it would help if I adjust the dial to 4-2 Detroit. Back over to Zetterberg. 55 is going to be a 1. ODAI will make that a 2, which into a 3-4 checker situation will be another shot on goal for Zetterberg. Let's see if he can put another one past Belfour. 23 is his shot range. 25 will be just off the mark. So Belfour should come up with this one. Detroit is really smelling blood in the water on this one. I can't blame them, though. Let's see what Belfour does with this one. 14 is a 30. That'll be a save and a shot on goal right back to Zetterberg. So here we go again. Shot range is 23. 43 won't be on target either. Belfour should come up with this one again. Shots right now are 13-4 in the period Detroit. The United Center fans are not happy right now. 45 is a 6. Belfour will smother that for a defensive zone face-off. And we'll tick off 30 seconds. We'll make changes all around. I think we're going to go to this line. We'll change defensemen out as well for Detroit. Chicago will put on their scoring line. No changes on strategies, though Detroit definitely wants to slam the door on this one. We'll recalculate everything. 4, 7, 8, and 9 is 16 for ODAI for Detroit. 3, 6, 9, 12, 17 intimidation. Forecheck is 10, and clearing is 7 for Detroit. As for Chicago, ODAI 8, 11, and 10 is 21. Intimidation 5 and 8 is 13. Clearing is 8. Forecheck is 9. Okay, now that we've got that straight, face-offs are even because Chicago does not need to be using a lot more defensive zone face-offs. Let's see what happens on the face-off here. That's an 8, which is an even visiting center, so that's over to Yzerman. That'll be another face-off win for Detroit, and Yzerman will take us on another offensive zone draw. 41 is a 4, which on an offensive zone win will be a shot on goal. Yzerman's shot range is a 26. Let's see what he does here. 25 will be on target. Let's see if Belfour can find this one. Belfour facing another potential goal. 61 is a 6. He'll smother that one as well for a defensive zone face-off. And we'll tick off another 30 seconds right away. Leaving lines as is since we just made changes. Actually, I take that back. Face-offs are +1 Chicago. So that should have gone to... Well, we're not going to rewind that. A 10 Now that we've got that straight, and this one is actually going to the disadvantaged center, so it's going right back to Yzerman anyway. Let's see what Yzerman does with this one. The 34 is a 6. I believe that'll be a shot on goal with an offensive zone win. Shot on goal, block +1. Block is 4. If it's a 5 or greater, it gets cleared. 6 will get cleared for a defensive zone face-off. We won't tick off time for that, I don't think. Oh no, it's blocked. So, yeah, so Keith will actually take possession of it. Here I was thinking about a stoppage of play, but no. Keith gets possession of it. So Keith here. 43 is a 29 into a 1 forecheck situation. Interception and shot on goal by Cronwall. Cronwall's shot range is a 13. 26 will decidedly not be on target, so Belfour should find this one. 33 will be a 1. He'll move that over to his left defenseman, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. So that'll move over to Keith. Over to Duncan Keith. Chicago's got to be thinking about pulling their goalie soon. Keith with a 64. That's a 7 into a 1 forecheck. ODAI will leave it at a 7. That'll be a shot on goal, block +1. Detroit's block is a 4, so 5 and up, the shot will get blocked. That's a 2, so Keith will let fly with a shot, and not a great shot range of a 14, though. 16 is just off target, but Osgood should find this one. Let's see what Osgood does with it. 36 will be a 33. That can't be good. Save, but a shot on goal for the opposing right defenseman. So we're over to Chelios, who has a similarly bad shot range at a 13. Which is definitely not on target with a 43. Osgood should nab that one as well pretty handily. My camera overheated on me. Seems like it's fine now, though. Anyway, Osgood was just getting ready to find this one, so let's roll for his save. 44 is a 2. That'll get moved over to his right defenseman, so over to Konstantinov, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. Konstantinov with it now. 64 is a 7. ODAI will bring that to a 9 into a 3-4 checker situation. That'll be a block shot over to Keith. Duncan Keith with it once again. 23 will be a 22 into a 1-4 checker situation. Will be intercepted by Redmond. We'll tick off 30 seconds. Mickey Redmond with it. 56 will be a 2 into a 3-4 checker situation. ODAI will make that a 4. Shot on goal with a tip-in, but no ODAI adjustment. So there's just a regular shot on goal for Redmond. Shot range is 24. 24 will be on target. Let's see if Belfour can find this one. Once I finish, here we go. 4, 16, and that's the 46th shot in Belfour's face with a potential goal that he's looking at. 22, though, is a 2. That should be a save, and over to his right defenseman, Chelios. Tick off 30 seconds. Chicago wants to go for a line change here. And 11 will let them. They'll move over to the opposing left wing. We'll make our change. We'll put second line back in. We'll leave the defenseman out. Recalculating ODAI, 7, 12, 22. Intimidation, 7, and 8 is 15. Clearing is still an 8. Forecheck is now a 12. Detroit's also going to go for a line change to get their forwards refreshed. 53 will send it over to the opposing right defenseman. I don't play with dump and chase. And we'll put the fourth line out. Recalculating, 8, 11, and 9 is 20 on the ODAI. On the ODAI. Forecheck is a 13. Intimidation, 10, 18. And clearing stays the same. Chelios with the puck. 26 is a 9 into a 1 forecheck situation. Will be a block shot, so that'll be over to Cronwall. Cronwall with the puck. 42 is a 14 into a 3 forecheck situation. ODAI will make that a, let's see, 42 is a 14. ODAI will make that a 16. Intercepted by Secord will tick off 30 seconds. Alan Secord with the puck. 51 is a 1. ODAI will make that a 3 into a 1 forecheck situation. That'll be a shot on goal if anybody has an assist rating higher than a 51, which nobody does. So that'll be a neutral zone face-off and will tick off 30 seconds. And I think Chicago is actually going to pull their goalie, is going to pull Belfour at this point because they need 2. So they're going to get an extra attacker on. And they're going to put their first line on. And Patrick Sharp's going to be their extra attacker. So now the net's empty for Chicago, but they have to do that, which is going to give Detroit some. Actually, let me double check how pulling the goalie works. Here we go. We've got the goalie pulled chart. That is right here. All right. So any rolls of 3 or 12 are taken by the extra skater. Extra skating's forechecking and intimidation are added to ODAI. So let me recalculate. Let's see, 3, 8, 11, 21. Yep, so 21, 25 for Chicago on ODAI. Intimidation is 2, 4, 5, 13, 17. I don't think it gets added to their forecheck, though, does it? The opposing team uses the regular forecheck chart under forecheck equals 1. So, yep, Detroit's already in that situation. All shot ranges are ranged by 20 to a maximum of 43. Okay, so anything on target is going to be automatic goal. Okay, so now that we got that figured out, face-offs are +1 Chicago, so let's roll away. All right, a 9 is going to the advantage center, so that's over to Taze. And Chicago needs 2 to tie the game here. So let's see what Taze does here. We've got our extra skater chart. That's a 35, which is a 3. That'll be a shot on goal right away for Taze. His shot range is a 23. 55 won't be on target. Osgood should find this one. Uh, 27. 41 is a 6. Osgood will smother that for a defensive zone face-off. Took off 30 seconds. So Detroit now in the defensive zone. Okay. All right, so back to offensive zone face-off for Chicago, +1. 8 is going to the disadvantaged left wing, so Holmstrom. Question is, which chart do they check on? The opposing team uses the regular forecheck under forecheck equals 1. Okay, so we're on there. So Holmstrom, 44 is going to be a 1. ODAI at 25 will make that a 4. That'll be a neutral zone face-off. We'll tick off 30 seconds. All right, still +1 to Chicago. And 11 is going to the advantaged right defenseman, so over to Chelios. Chicago trying to get 2 with the goalie pulled. That'll be a 35, which is a 4. That's a shot on goal for Chelios. His shot range is a 13, though. 53 is not going to be on target. Osgood should find that one for a relatively easy save. .33 is a 1. He'll move that over to his left defenseman and will tick off 30 seconds. 5:30 left to play in the third. That'll be a 24 for Cronwall, which is a 9. Blocked shot over to Keith, who will keep control of it. Duncan Keith with it. 33 is a 1. That'll be a shot on goal. His shot range is not great at a 14, though. 35 won't be on target. Osgood should find this one. .45 is a 6. He'll smother that for a defensive zone face-off and will tick off 30 seconds. 5 minutes to play in the third. Still 4-2 Chicago. Going for the next face-off. Still +1 Chicago. 4 is going to the disadvantaged left defenseman, so going to Cronwall. That'll be 23 face-off wins for Detroit, and Cronwall will take it away. Nicholas Cronwall with it, off the win by Fedorov. 32 is a 26. Will be intercepted by Daze and will tick off 30 seconds. Back to Daze with it. And 11 is a 1. That'll be a shot on goal. His shot range is a 24. 64 won't be on target. Osgood should get this one. Let's see what Osgood does with it. .33 is a 1. He'll move that over to his left defenseman and will tick off 30 seconds. So that'll move back over to Cronwall. Cronwall with it. Actually, Detroit's going to try to go for a change here. They've been on the ice for a while. 63, they'll ice the puck, though, so they won't be able to get a change. 4 minutes left to play in the third. Face-offs are still +1 to Chicago. Offensive zone draw for the Blackhawks. They're trying to get 2. That's a 6. Which will be over to Keith. Duncan Keith with it now. .66 is a 1. That'll be a shot on goal with a shot range of a 14. But a 31 won't be on target. Osgood should nab that one out of the air. Let's see what Osgood does with it. .15 is a 3. We'll move that over to Fedorov and we'll tick off 30 seconds. 3:30 to go. Detroit's going to try again to get a change in. They'll ice the puck again. 3:30 to play in the third. Faceoffs are still +1 to Chicago. That's a 6, which will be going to the advantaged left defenseman. So back to Keith. Let me double check my forecheck. That should be a 13. Okay. Keith with it now. A 32 is a 30 with the extra skater. That'll be a pass. We got to determine who it's going to first. 4 is going to the second highest shot frequency, which is Kane, it looks like. Then we've got a roll. If it's lower than a 40, if it's equal to or lower than a 41, Keith will let it fly. Or Kane will let it fly. That's a 65, so that's just a regular pass. Over to Kane we go. With a 16, that's a 7. That'll be a shot on goal for Kane. His shot range is a 22. A 14 will be on target. Let's see if Osgood can find this one. So Kane with a shot. Osgood waits for it to see if he can find it. 56 is a 34. And they score! Patrick Kane with a much-needed goal with the extra attacker on. And Chicago brings it to within 1. Let's see how many assists there are. At least one of them will be Duncan Keith. Three at 16:30. Let's see how many assists there are. Oh, we need both dice. I keep forgetting it's a 2d6 roll and I combine them. Now that we've got that straight. 42 will be 2 assists. So again, one of them will be Duncan Keith. The next one, 2 will be from Taves. All right, so Patrick Kane picks up the goal. Taves and Keith with the assists. I believe I made Sharp the extra attacker. Yep. And which line was out when that one was scored? With Cronwall and Constantino. Okay. And just like that, things got very interesting. It is 4-3 Detroit with 3 minutes to play, and Chicago with the extra attacker on. Let's see what Chicago can do with the extra attacker. Heading into 3 minutes left to play in the third. That'll be a 10, which will go to the disadvantaged center, so over to Fedorov. Not a good time for that, Taze. Let's see what Fedorov does with this. 56 will be a 33 on the 1-4 check. That'll be intercepted by Daze. We'll tick off 30 seconds. Back over to Daze now. 22 is going to be a 1. He's going to knife through and get a shot on goal. Shot range is a 24. 24 will be on target. Let's see if Osgood can find this one. Osgood looks for the shot from Daze. 35 is a 4. Osgood's going to make a huge save and get it over to Holmstrom. Tick off 30 seconds. Tomas Holmstrom now. With 2 minutes to play. 62 is a 9. That's going to be a blocked shot over to Keith. Duncan Keith with it now. 56 is a 33 with the extra skater. 33. Oh no. Chicago's going to pick up a 2-minute penalty for Duncan Keith. Very, very bad time for that. He's going to go off for interference. 3 at 18 of the third. And now Chicago has a tough decision on their hands. Do they put Belfour back in for the penalty kill? Or do they try to... I believe, yep, that ticks off. That uses a time sequence. I think they have to leave... the net empty. But we'll come back with that, hopefully the last sequence of the game, once I take a small break. Things are really tense here. Detroit is up 4-3. Chicago just took a penalty to Duncan Keith. And they've got the net empty. This is probably going to be a really high tension sequence. Faceoffs are +1 Chicago. They're in the defensive zone, so here we go. Actually, I'm going to turn it that way. Here we go. All right, a 12 is actually taken by the extra skater, so it goes to Sharp. Patrick Sharp with it. 54 is a 7. That'll be a neutral zone face-off. We'll tick off 30 seconds. 1 minute to play in regulation. Chicago still needs a goal to get this game tied. A 6 on an advantage +1 is going to the advantage left defenseman, but there isn't one there. Let me update for the face-off. 7 is going to the advantage right wing, so over to Kane. And Kane now with the puck. A 25 is a 1. That'll be a shot on goal. So Kane with a shot range of a 22. 36 won't be on target, though. Let's see what Osgood does with it. The 12 is a 25. That'll be a save, but a shot on goal for the highest shot frequency. So highest shot frequency is Daze, but we need to check the clear. Clear is a 7. If it's great, so let's see what happens with the roll. It's got to be 7 or wait. I think I've been doing clear backwards. If clearing rating is equal to or greater than a 2 dice roll, I think I've been doing it backwards. So yeah, the puck gets cleared out for a defensive zone face-off, and we'll tick off 30 seconds. This is it. Chicago's got to score right here. They're +1 on the face-offs, though. That's a 10. Not a good time to lose the face-off to Fedorov. Let's see what Fedorov does with it. An 11's a 1. He's going to knife through and get a shot on goal. His shot range is going to get boosted to a 43, I believe, with the net empty. Right? Yes, 43. That's a 22, and Sergei Fedorov is going to ice the game with an empty net goal. Then we got to see how many assists they get. 65, that'll be unassisted, but it will be 5-3 Detroit at 19:30 of the third. And that, ladies and gentlemen, once I finish all the scoring here, and they were on with Kronwall and Konstantinov. And that will be our final for this game. So Detroit, after our first 2 periods ended in no score, we explode for 8 goals in the third period, where Detroit manages to pick up 5 to Chicago's 3, and they've won the game. That will do it for this playthrough of APBA Hockey. Later this afternoon, I'm planning on finishing my round with Tiger Woods at DC Metro as we play APBA Golf. I am also planning on doing Mystical Munchies somewhere in there, but I'll figure out exactly how that's all going to work out. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.